Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. In this video I'm going to explain to you what Kapalabathi is. Some of you might have heard this term before in some random yoga class, in some other YouTube video. Usually this technique is being offered before the beginning of an asana practice, and very often it's referred to as a Pranayama technique or breathwork technique. But actually, Kapalabathi has a different purpose. Translated from Sanskrit, the term Kapalabathi means skull cleansing. And it has the purpose, first and foremost, to cleanse the skull, because it's a so-called Shatkarma. Shatkarmas are techniques that are listed in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, which is one of the oldest texts from the 13th century on Hatha Yoga, as purification or cleansing techniques that are preparing the body, both physical and energetic, subtle body, for your yoga practice. Yoga practice in that sense, not only meaning the asana, the positions, but also pranayama, also meditation and everything that comes after that. That's why usually Kapalabathi is practiced at the beginning of class before asana. Now, if you've ever practiced, you will notice that there's an aspect of physical skull cleansing, because if you're suffering from a cold, or if you're practicing in the morning, which is actually the right time to practice this kind of technique, then you might want to blow your nose, you might want to have a tissue close to you. That's completely normal, and it's actually something that we want. But it's not only a cleansing technique on a physical level, it's an energetic cleansing for the energy channels in the body, so that during asana practice we can move energy easier through these channels. Now, if this all sounds very strange and spiritual and crazy to you, never mind, just forget that whole part, concentrate on the physical. We're going to see how to practice Kapalabathi, and then this whole story I just told you will make more sense, okay? Now, in order to practice Kapalabathi, we need to understand, or we need to, for a moment, become aware that usually, if we are at all thinking about our breath, which in daily life, most of the time we don't, we are focusing on our inhalations. For example, if you're nervous, if you have a meeting or an exam or something, and you're anxious, and someone tells you, calm down, take a breath, you would take a deep inhale, right? And then the exhalation would be happening automatically. In practicing Kapalabathi, we are reversing this principle. We are concentrating on the exhalation, whereas the inhalation happens automatically. And in order to do so, we are forcing the exhalation. I'm saying forcing quote unquote off, because this is not a violent act. It's just a conscious, sharp exhalation. We are pushing all the used air out, as if we wanted to press air like into an air mattress. Okay, imagine you have a pump, like one of these pumps for the feet, where you can pump up your air mattress, and every time you exhale, you're imagining to press down your foot on the pump. That is what's actually happening. Our pump are our abdominal muscles and our diaphragm. In that case, we are going to practice a few rounds of this together in a moment. I'm just going to show you what's happening, because this is still quite abstract. Okay, so in order to practice Kapalabathi, our inhalation doesn't have to be super deep, but we're taking a complete inhale and exhale to get started, and then we inhale only at about 2/3 of the volume of our lungs, exhaling in this way, bringing the navel towards the spine, pulling your belly in. While we're doing this, we're keeping the spine straight. We try to keep the shoulders relaxed. We try to keep the muscles of the face relaxed. It's not always easy, okay? And if this is the first time you're going to be practicing this, don't worry. It's strange. It needs a little bit of practice. In order to feel that movement a little better, we can place our hands on the belly, or just one hand, what is more comfortable for you. We're going to place them on the lower belly, below the belly button. And then we're going to try to do this. Now we're going to do this together in a second. just for your FYI, for your understanding, why this is cleaning the skull is becoming quite clear, no? But this movement, this technique, and you are able and you are welcome, of course, to vary the pace in which you're practicing. You don't have to do it super quick, especially at the beginning. But this activation of your abdominals is also raising body energy. It's bringing the heartbeat up, it's invigorating, it's raising body heat. So maybe now you understand a little better why before I said this is a technique that ideally is to be practiced in the morning. I wouldn't do this before I want to go to bed, because if you're sensitive to these type of practices, you will not be able to sleep very well, probably. Okay, this is rather something you're doing in the morning before your asana practice, or you're doing in lunch break before you eat. Don't eat before you're doing this. Before you eat, because you're tired and you need a little bit of oxygen in the brain, then Kapalabathi is fantastic. Don't do it before you go to bed. Don't do it after eating. You're gonna throw up. Okay, I saw people being really sick with this kind of stuff. All right, now let's do it together. Find a comfortable seat. You can be seated on a chair. You could also be standing. Anything that works for you. Seated is more comfortable. What is important is that we want to lengthen our spine. So imagine a string on the top of your head that is lengthening your spine towards the ceiling. Align your head with your shoulders. Roll your shoulders back and down. And relax your neck and your shoulders for a moment. Relax the muscles of your face. Take 2 or 3 deep breaths. And now place both of your hands on your lower belly. Keep your spine straight. Take another complete inhale and exhale. And now inhale only on 2/3 of the volume of your lungs. So don't inhale completely. And exhale, drawing your navel, your lower belly in towards your spine. And then you inhale, releasing that activation in the abdominals. Exhale, push that air out. Inhale, let new air come in. Exhale, push the used air out, and so on. And you can do this in your own pace. I'm turning sideways. Maybe you can see it better there. Get ready to finish what you are doing with your last repetition. Exhale completely. Exhale, 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 exhale. Be careful to not fold forward and round your back. Keep your back nice and long and straight. And then release and inhale. And receive that inhalation. Notice how it's flowing in naturally. Gently. Exhale completely. Inhale completely. Exhale completely. And now this is the point where you decide if you want to go on with your practice, do the same thing, Kapalabathi again, and inhale only a little bit, or if you continue doing something else or get back to your normal breath. I hope all of this makes sense. If you have any questions, then write them in the comments or send me an email. Follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna post more tutorials on breathwork, pranayama here. Of course, I'm going to post guided meditations and guided pranayama practices. But anyways, for any question, for any comment, just use the comments and I'll get back to you. Thank you.